Welcome to today's class on the Scott Leroy Marketing Templates. My name is Leah with Scott Leroy Marketing, and in today's class, what I'll be showing you is how to use all of our templates. All right, so we created semi-recently within the past year, we've rolled out our templates section on our website, and that'll give you access to email signature templates, property flyers, coming soon flyers, you name it. So I'll show you all the different kinds of flyers that we have and how you can go about editing those. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is actually go to google.com. I know that sounds a little weird right now, but I promise it'll make sense in just a moment. So if you're following along with me, which I would recommend if you can, I know it's better to learn this way if you follow along with the video. So we'll want to go to google.com. And as you're getting there, the reason that we go to google.com is we need to log into our Google account because all of the Scott Leroy templates are on Google Slides. So what you want to do from google.com, which is where I am now, on the top right of your screen, you should either see your headshot or initials on the top right, meaning that you are already logged into a Google account. However, you can see on my screen, I am not. So if on your computer, if it is saying sign in on the top right of google.com, let's go ahead and click there. Now, if you are on google.com and you do see your initials or headshot on the top right, great, you are already logged in. So just hold tight for a second and we will get everyone else on board here. So from there, it might try to log you in automatically to your Google account if you're used to logging in on this computer. It might prompt you to choose an account from a list here, or you can also click to use another account. So we're trying to get to this Google sign in right here. And the great news is that all KW agents have a Google account with KW. Your kw.com email address is a Google account. So let's go ahead and use that to log in. Alternatively, if you have a personal Gmail account, you can absolutely use that instead. Either one is totally fine, totally up to you. When in doubt, feel free to go ahead and put in your kw.com email address. If you have no idea what your kw.com email address is and you've never logged in, feel free to email support@scottleroymarketing.com. We try to answer emails within 1 to 5 minutes, so they'll be able to tell you exactly what that is. We also, when we set you up with the KW system, we send you a My KW Setup Complete email that has that on there as well. So that'll have your KW email and password on there. So I'm going to go ahead and click Next, and it'll prompt you to put in your password. And I know there's a million passwords for everything, but hopefully we know that. So we'll put in our Google password as well. And click Next. Okay, so now that I have logged into my Google account, I can tell I'm logged in because I see my headshot on the top right there, or it would be your first initial typically if you don't have a headshot in there. So that is the first big step. And if you are taking notes on today's class, I'll point out the noteworthy moments, and that is one of them. To use our templates, you 100% have to be logged into a Google account. So that's a good noteworthy moment. And if you could now that we're logged into Google, if you can pull up a different tab at the top of your screen. And we're going to go to scottleroymarketing.com. Okay, again, that was Scott with 2 T's, Leroy, Leroy, marketing.com. And that'll take you right over to our website. From our website here, you'll want to simply scroll down past this large image at the top. And you'll find this white toolbar. And as a KW agent, this KW Resources tab on our website is really your best friend. If you ever come to our website, this is where you'll want to focus. We centralize all tools right here for all KW agents under KW Resources. So I would highly suggest playing around, clicking around in this little menu. We do have a class on our website and all our resources specifically, so feel free to check that out on slmtraining.com. But in today's class, let's go ahead and hover over KW Resources. So don't click, let's just hover over KW Resources. And let's come on down to Templates, and you can go ahead and click on where it says Templates on the bottom of that drop-down menu. So again, so far I've gone to scottleroymarketing.com. I'm hovering over KW Resources on our white menu, and I am clicking on Templates from that drop-down menu. So when you click on Templates, it'll take you to log into our site. And you'll need to log in to use any of our resources on our site. That login, that password for our site is just your Market Center number. Okay, so if you do not know what your Market Center number is, that can be found on the very top right of your MyKW account. So when you log in to mykw.kw.com, you'll see a red banner going across the top of your screen, and that is found on the top right. It'll say your name, your Market Center name, and then your Market Center number. So I'm going to go ahead and put in my Market Center number and select to remember me. I don't have to enter that in again. And click Login. So when I log in to the site, it'll take me right on over to the Templates section. So I can see that's where I am. I'm on Templates here. And as I scroll down, first of all, I would like to point out this video on the top of the screen. This video does overview similar to what I'm going over in today's class. So if you ever need to watch that again, we put it right on the top of this Templates page to make it easier for you guys to find. So feel free to check that out in the future. And let's scroll on down to take a look at all the different templates that we have available to you. So in this template section, you'll start to see a bunch of red boxes going down your screen. Check them out. Feel free to start looking over them. I'm going to point out a couple that I think are really useful and that I like the best to highlight those for you. And we do have our business cards on here as well if you'd like to check out business card templates. That is ordered through brandco.com. But aside from that, I would like you to also notice different things like we have CMA agent flyers, coming soon flyers. Email signatures are actually what we're going to go over in today's class, and I'll go into that in just a moment a little further, or a lot further. All right, so we know where that is now, so we'll come back to that. We have Facebook cover photos, which is pretty cool. So if you have a Facebook business account, you might have noticed that on the top of your Facebook business profile, there's a place for a large banner or a large image aside from your headshot. And it's kind of like when you're creating that, it's kind of like, what do I put up there? So we created some Facebook cover photo options to help out with that, help give you some ideas there. We have other things. If you keep scrolling down, I'm just going to keep pointing out some of my favorites, such as a just listed flyer, just sold flyer. We have a letterhead in here, which we get requested quite a bit. As I scroll down, I see a moving to KW option there. So if you're new to KW, that's a great way to announce it with that template. Price reduction flyers, property flyers further, and so forth. So as you keep scrolling down, you'll see a whole bunch of different options. If there's ever anything that you don't see on this list, feel free to let us know, and we're happy to work on creating that for you. So for now, if you could scroll back up near the top of your screen, these are in alphabetical order, so let's go back to email signature. And what an email signature is in this respect is you might have been emailed from another agent and seen they have this nice pretty banner going across the bottom of every email that they send with their headshot and all their contact info. It looks very professional, very aesthetically pleasing, right? It's a great thing to have on your emails. So that's what we're going to go over in today's class. The concept on how to make our templates are the exact same for the email signatures in comparison to the property flyers, for example. So it'll be the same exact concept. So if you'd like to follow along with me, let's go ahead and select email signatures. That red option is on the right side column. It's alphabetized to help out. So email signatures is what I went ahead and clicked. And that'll take you actually into a Google Drive. Now, as we get into this Google Drive, you should see some folders of different categories. We have a whole bunch of different email signatures, so we separated them into folders to make it a little less overwhelming. I'm going to go ahead and select normal email signature, okay, that second folder, but of course, feel free to pick any of them. You can always come back at a later time to browse through all of them. But for now, if you want to follow along just to learn how to do this, let's go ahead and select normal email signatures. You can double click on that. And that'll bring up a whole bunch of different email signatures. So what we'll go ahead and do now is, of course, you can click on any of these to view it bigger to see if that's the email signature you would like to use. I'm going to double click on the third one over. If you'd like to follow along with me, is that third one over? Let's see which number it is. Email signature number 023. It has that red line on the bottom, which is probably more helpful. So you can double click on that if you'd like to follow along. But again, of course, feel free to pick any one of these email signatures. It'll be the same exact concept. So I just double clicked on that to pull it up on my screen. Okay, so I did mention that I want to talk about noteworthy moments. This is another one of those. So first of all, again, hopefully we already have written down that we need to make sure we're logged into a Google account. I can tell I'm logged into a Google account because I see my headshot at the top right, or it might be your first initial. Right? That is super important. You won't be able to edit the email signature without being logged into a Google account. But we all did that at the beginning of class, so hopefully we're all logged in. So that was number one noteworthy moment. Number two noteworthy moment is let's go ahead and come over to File, and that'll be found under the email signature name. So you'll see it says email signature and then the number that you selected, and then it says File under that. Let's make sure we're selecting that file option. It should be to the right of this Google Slides image, that yellow box right there. So let's select File, and we have to make sure we select Make a Copy. Super important. There are really two main things you need to know when utilizing our templates. One, logged into a Google account, so check that one off. The other one is you have to always go to File and Make a Copy. And I'll explain this more in a moment, but if you are taking notes, that's a big one to write down. Again, that was File, right under your email signature name, and then Make a Copy. Now what we're doing here is we are taking this template that we provided for you guys and we're copying it into your Google Drive, okay, so that you can edit it. So that's what this whole copying thing is going on here. So I clicked on File, Make a Copy. It'll pull up this box right here that's showing you you're copying the document. You can leave the name the same if you would like to. However, I'm going to change it just for fun, I guess. So you can put in like your name, real estate, email signature, whatever you'd like to name it, or you can just leave it the same. So I just went ahead and edited the name so I knew what that file was called. It'll show you the folder it's adding it into. I typically just leave that, so feel free to just leave that alone, and let's go ahead and click OK, that blue button there. And when I click OK, it'll pull up a new tab, which is opening this template, this email signature template, in my Google Drive specifically. So it copied that over. Now you should now see two tabs on the top of your screen, both with this little yellow box icon. Okay, that's the icon for Google Slides. You should see the newest tab that you should be on already should say whatever you named this new email signature. Like I named mine Leah Real Estate email signature, so I see that new name on the top of my tab here. So just to make it not confusing, I would recommend Xing out the other one, so you'll see another tab open that has that yellow box on the top, and it has the default email signature name on it from our templates. You can just click that little X, on the tab, not on on the whole screen, just on the tab if you want to get rid of that to make it not confusing. So you only have the one in your drive now open. Hopefully that's clear to everyone. Please feel free to let me know if you have any questions at all throughout class. I'm happy to answer that for you. So now that we made a copy, this email signature is now editable for us. Okay, it's imperative that you make a copy or it won't be editable for you. So now it's as simple as literally clicking on any of the verbiage to edit that right away. So we can go ahead and delete Scott's name and add in your name instead. You can add in your, so we are just changing all the default information that we have on there to your actual information. So you can change your office address, your phone number, your email address. And again, just to show you what I'm doing on these, editing all this information, I am simply clicking on it to backspace to enter in that correct information. Okay, so hopefully you're feeling like that's pretty easy to click and start editing that information right away. All right, so now that is how you would go about editing any information. Now, as far as the font, this is just a template, you guys, so it is completely editable. So all of these templates, we just try to create a layout so you have something to start with. From there, you can let your imagination go crazy. So let's say, for example, I work with more luxury clients and I feel that a more cursive font helps, brand myself as a luxury agent. So if I feel that way, I can come up here and I can highlight my name. So I would do that by clicking and dragging the mouse to highlight any words here. Once I highlight anything I'd like to edit further, you'll notice on the top of your screen there are icons. Now these icons are very similar to Microsoft Word, so hopefully you've seen them before and feel pretty comfortable with these icons. If you're ever unsure about what an icon does, like if I have no idea what this box does, if you simply hover your mouse over any one of these icons at the top here and leave it there for a second, you'll see this little black speech bubble display and it'll tell you what that little icon does. Like this icon would add an image. Hovering over this I can see that it would italicize it. Right? So that helps out too. So if I want to change the font here, I'll go ahead and select the font box here and I can change that to whichever font I would like instead. Okay, so you can edit any of that here. Of course, I can change the font size to make that bigger if I want my name to stand out a little more. Okay, so again, this is all editable. And of course, you can change font color as well. So aside from that, let's talk about adding our headshot and our logo to this email signature. Now we do have Scott's lovely face on this email signature, and while he has a great headshot, we will want your headshot, of course, on your email signature instead. So let me show you the easiest way to go about switching that out. So what you'll want to do is right-click on Scott's headshot here. So the headshot that's currently in there, let's right-click on that. So when I right-click on Scott's headshot here, I will see this, this window display, these menu options here, and I'll want to go down to Replace Image, kind of near the bottom of that menu. So this is definitely hands down the easiest way to switch out images on all of these templates. If you're creating a property flyer and you need to add a picture of the house, this will be the same exact method. So this is great for you guys to learn. So I'm right-clicking on Scott's headshot, going down to Replace Image, and now it's giving me different options of where to search for the image I'd like to replace. Okay, so I am going to click Upload from Computer. So I have my headshot saved on my computer, and hopefully you guys do too. So I'm going to go ahead and click Upload from Computer. And it will start searching my computer right away. So I'm going to go on the screen that pops up. It might look a little different for you. I'm on a Mac, so mine looks like this, but it'll be the same concept. It'll bring up a file window so you can search in your downloads or your documents, wherever you have that photo saved. And we're trying to find our headshot on our computer and simply double click on that headshot, that file. And it will pop that headshot in for you. Right, the reason that you'll want to do it this method is because it keeps the same formatting. You'll notice it kept the same size and the same placement for that headshot. It just switched out mine instead of Scott's. So that's definitely the best way to do it. And just a reminder of what we did here is right click on any images you'd like to replace on any of our templates and go down to replace image. And then typically you'll upload from computer. So in theory, you'd have to have those photos saved to your computer first. So that'll be the exact same concept. Let's say if you wanted to change out the Keller Williams logo. So we did put the Keller Williams logo on every one of our templates to help with compliance. But if you wanted that to say have your brokerage logo instead, so like Keller Williams Realty Ballantyne area or whatever your brokerage name is, you can simply do the same exact steps here. We would just click on that logo. We right click on that logo, replace image, and we'll upload from computer. Now, of course, that image would need to be downloaded to your computer first. So you need to go search for that logo and save it first. Now, if you have a personal logo for your business, let's say like a Bass Properties logo or John Smith Homes logo. Okay, so for your personal logo, you can add images. So you'll notice, as I mentioned before, these icons at the top of your screen here. Again, if you're not sure of what they do, hovering over that image or icon will tell you what that does. So in this case, to add an image, I'll want to click on it looks like a little postcard with mountains in it, in my opinion. That's kind of the universal icon for adding images to a piece. So if you ever see that, that's what that does. So if I click on that icon there, it'll allow me to do the same kind of concept here. I can upload from my computer. I can go find my personal logo and add that to my email signature right away. This is also a great method if you're trying to add any other photos. So if you're on a team and want to add your team's headshot on here as well, or if you're husband and wife team, you can add both of your headshots here. So just some ideas on adding images. All right, one more thing that I want to point out on here is that you can completely change the coloring. So again, as I mentioned, these are all just templates. So you can completely edit these. So let's say that you're not a fan of the red. Okay, let's say you brand your business more with a blue kind of color. You can absolutely change out any colors. So if you don't like the black background or the red background, simply click on that right here. And you'll notice this little paint bucket pouring out paint icon on the top of your screen, where I can change that little banner to any color I would like to help brand it to your business. So I'll go ahead and select this nice blue color here. Maybe if you want it to be something that matches your shirt and your headshot, feeling fancy. All right, feel free. Again, these are all customizable. So now that we have created our headshot, created our email signature, sorry. We've now created our email signature, so hopefully you guys have gone in and put in your information. Just a heads up, I will be showing you at the end of class how to come back in and edit your email signature, so don't feel like this is the last time you'll be able to edit this. All right, so just for right now, to learn the rest of the steps here, let's go ahead and come up to File. On the top, right under your email signature name here, we're going back to File. And we're going to go to Download As. And this might surprise you a little bit, but we're actually going to select PDF document. Okay, we have found that exporting this as a PDF first and then converting it into a picture file really helps with the clarity. It makes it crystal clear. So it is one extra step, but if you follow along with me, it's not too difficult, and I think you'll be pleased with the results. So in the rest of today's class, I'll be showing you how to take this out of your Google Slide and add it to your Gmail account or your email signature. So let's go ahead. Again, we went to File, right under our email signature name. I'm going to Download As, and I'll select PDF document specifically from that dropdown. And that should download it to your computer right away. If you're using Google Chrome like I am, I can see my downloads right on the bottom of my Google Chrome window here. All right, different browsers download things differently, and that's no problem. But now, if you don't mind, let's go to the top of our screen and let's click to create a new tab. So if you're unfamiliar on how to add a new tab to your browser, in Chrome, it's that little parallelogram, I want to say, to the right of any tabs that you have open. You can click on that and it'll pop up a new tab. Now the website that we're going to go to, we are going to convert that PDF we just downloaded to a JPEG. So this is one extra step, but bear with me. Let's go ahead and go to PDF, the number 2, jpg.net. I'm going to send that out in our chat here, and I'll say that a whole bunch more times to make sure we're on the same page. So let me send that out. Here is that website, so you can just click on it from there, I believe. And let me say that a whole bunch more to make sure we're all there. So we're going to PDF, the number 2, jpg.net. So you'll see it on the top of my screen here if that's a little bigger for you. So it's not .com at the end, it is .net. So one more time, just to make sure we're all on the same page, that's PDF, the number 2, jpg.net. Okay. And again, this is one extra step that we have found that will make your email signature crystal clear. So that's the reasoning for this. So now when we come to this page, let's go down to this blue button that says choose a PDF file. So blue button, you might have to scroll down slightly. It's about halfway down the page. Choose a PDF file. It will then start browsing your computer after I click this button that says choose a PDF file. And I want to go to my downloads. Okay, that's most likely where your email signature automatically downloaded is to your downloads. So make sure to find that. And you should see the name of your email signature with a PDF extension there. So in my downloads, if it's sorted by date, that should be at the very top here. So I can double click on that file to bring that in. So now what I'll want to do is click on Convert PDF to JPEG. So it's that blue button right under it. I see that my file has been added, and I'm going to click Convert PDF to JPEG. We're almost there, guys. And once I do that, it might take a second there, but it says your document has been processed. Great. So I see right here page 1, 2, and 3. All right, pages 2 and 3 are really just instructions that we use. So you can click View if you would like on page 1 to make sure that's the correct one that we're using, or we're downloading rather. So next to page 1 specifically, let's go ahead and click Download. And that will save this new picture file to your computer so that we can go ahead and add that to your email signature. Now, if that step just hurt your brain, no worries. Feel free to email that PDF of your email signature to support@scottleroymarketing.com. We're happy to convert it for you, and we can even put it on your email signature in Gmail for you. That's no problem. But if you're feeling pretty good about this, and we now have this downloaded of page 1, so we now have our email signature downloaded, the last thing we're going to go over in today's class is I'm going to show you how to add that to your Gmail account. So if you would like to open up a new tab again on your screen. So again, I'm opening a new tab in Google Chrome by just clicking that little parallelogram on to the far right of any tabs I have open. And I'll go ahead and type in gmail.com. Okay, so again, I'm on gmail.com. And it will more than likely go ahead and log you into whatever Google account you logged into at the beginning of class. So if that is the Google account you want to add this email signature to, great, you're in the right spot. If it is not, so if you want to add that to a different Gmail account, or if you want to add it to a Yahoo account, feel free to log in there. Just a heads up, guys, for this to work, you can only be logged into one Gmail account at a time in order to add an image of your signature. So you would need to make sure if you click on your headshot or your initial on the top right in the circle, make sure you don't have more than one Google account logged into at a time, or it won't let you upload your email signature. So we have this one here. So that's great. I know I'm only logged into one. So I can now go to the settings gear on the top right of my Gmail account. It's the settings gear. And let's go ahead and select settings from this dropdown. This is the final step, and then you guys will be able to enjoy your Friday with a brand new stylish email signature. So again, settings gear on the top right of our Gmail inbox, and let's go ahead and select settings from that dropdown. From here, let's go ahead and scroll down. I already have one added from the last class. So we're scrolling down to the signature section of your Gmail settings. So it's about halfway down the page. You'll see it says signature, and there's a rather large text box that sticks out. So for anyone who missed that, that was settings gear on the top right of our Gmail inbox. Select settings from that drop down, and then scroll on down to the signature box section. It's about halfway down your screen. Okay, so now we'll need to add that image in. So hopefully you guys now know from class which icon to select to add in an image. And that's again that little postcard looking icon with mountains in it. It's the universal image or icon for adding an image. So let's go ahead and select that icon. You'll be given a few different options here, one being the upload option. Now, if you are not seeing an upload option, if you are only seeing the option to add via the web address, that means you are logged into more than one Google account. So this is kind of what I was talking about a minute ago. So you would need to just make sure you're logged out of all Google accounts and then log back into only the Gmail account that you're trying to add this email signature to. Okay. If you are seeing this upload option here, great, you're good to go. You can ignore what I just said. So in this upload option here, you'll notice you can either drag the file here if you would like, but in this case, I'll go ahead and click this blue button that says select a file from your computer. So let's go ahead and click this blue button here. And it will browse your computer. We'll want to go ahead and select the downloads option. Unless you save that email signature elsewhere. But off default, typically computers save those right away to downloads. The top, as long as these are sorted by today's date, you should see your email signature, the very top option. You need to make sure you're selecting the email signature that has the file extension .jpg. Okay, so make sure it's not the PDF one. We have that one too. But we specifically want the one that says .jpg. That means it's a picture file. I can double click on that file. And it will add it in right away. It's looking pretty good. So I've now added my email signature, which is awesome. Aside from that, if you think it's a little large, if you want it smaller, you can click on that email signature. If you click on it here, it will give you the options to resize that, so you can change the sizing. The large option is a little too small in my opinion, so I would recommend sticking to original size. Just a further tip on that, if you log into your Gmail account and come into these settings from Firefox, okay, from the browser Firefox, it will allow you to actually click on the corners and resize it manually, so you can manually resize it to whatever size you want. And again, you can do that if you log into Gmail on a Firefox browser. If you need any help with resizing this email signature, again, feel free to email us at support@scottleroymarketing.com. We're happy to go in and get that resized for you to make sure you're happy with it. All right, so I have my nice new cool looking email signature added in here. And the final step, and please don't forget this step, I am going to scroll down to the very bottom of my screen, click Save Changes on the very bottom. Don't forget this part. It's the worst when you do work and forget to save it. We've all been there. So don't forget, scroll to the very bottom of your screen and let's click Save Changes. And that should take you right back into your inbox once you click Save Changes. So again, don't forget, Save Changes. So now when I come back to my email inbox, my KW Gmail inbox, I can click Compose on the top left. If you want to check out what your email signature looks like, feel free to click Compose on the top left, and you should see that email signature display right away on your composed emails. Alright guys, so that is an overview on how to go about using our templates. That was focusing on the email signature, of course, but that same exact concept, those practices are the exact same for every single template that you utilize with the Scott Leroy Marketing Templates. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to email us at support@scottleroymarketing.com. I'm happy to write out any notes or anything that you missed in today's class. And again, this class is recorded and will be on slmtraining.com. Let me know if you need anything else at all. I hope you guys have a great Friday, great weekend, and I hope you guys enjoy our templates. Take care, guys.